little bit different to the usual driving and shooting, and I think Genesis Noir will offer that. It's a click and something, I don't know, mouse clicking adventure game. That's why I'm not on the Xbox. I think it's better suited to the PC. Let's make a start. I don't think there's much in the options. No. It's weird pointy down arrow. There. So the title's on Game Pass. It's been on Game Pass, it must have been for quite some time. Sometimes reality is too complex for visual perception. Physicists state that the handful of dimensions you perceive are only a portion of those that constitute space-time. What the true nature of reality looks like, what existed before the Big Bang rocketed the universe into existence, these are unanswerable questions. But imagination embodies the dark unknown in myth. Out of this unknowable haze, a world emerges wrapped in familiar forms. Your mind transforms the wisps of preternatural smoke. I've never come across that word. Of preternatural smoke into bodies and steel and concrete. Your experience reshapes the world and makes this form eternal. But imagination embodies the dark unknown in myth. Out of this unknowable haze, a world emerges. You give it a name. Sorry, you call it the constant. Okay. I don't think there's frame rate issues, but it looks a little bit funny. Bit of jazz. Played another title recently with some jazz. I knew a guy who used to sell wristwatches like this, just out of his pocket. Did very well for himself over the years. Never quite knew how he managed to source them so well. Moody Jazz. Welcome to Jazz Club. Nice. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I'm just randomly clicking around the screen now. Miss Mass, Divine Jazz Selection. At a speakeasy. Why do these things become just like randomly clicking around the screen for me? It's like a representation of fourth dimensions in 3D. Like each frame is like a different point in time. But I'm confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing here. There's nothing of this that's obvious to me of to where to be. Do I even have to be somewhere? A singer in peril. A shell casing from a big bang. The Big Bang began as a sphere of unfathomable heat and density, uniform and perfect. This humble volume contained all the energy which would become our universe. But in time, imperfection began to appear. After 10 to the minus 37 seconds, minuscule fluctuations in the density of this energy formed. The surface of creation, no longer perfectly sterile, was now rough like fertile soil. These imperfections in energy became the seeds from which stars and galaxies and the very structure of the universe would grow. Well, this is the very definition of abstract art, isn't it? Bloody hell. What surprises me is when you find out the developer hadn't been microdosing LSD. You know what I mean? Like, what? Incidentally, I've thrown the mouse and keyboard away. I'm just now controlling it with the power of my psychic abilities alone. Oh, I've got a Wazad. I didn't realise I had a Wazad. Oh, well, Wazad. Wazad. That's pretty cool. I like it. It's so interactive as art. I have no clue. No clue what's gone on there. Gonna go for white seed this time. Simple enough. What the fuck? Don't think roots have to find groundwater. Typically, I don't know. I mean, the seeds. See, the seed as a tool of God's creation is just incredible, isn't it? And I mean, I say that from a secular viewpoint, but like to have all that DNA encapsulated in just a tiny little thing, oh, it's just fucking phenomenal, really. And that in that gives rise to life on the planet. I mean, makes you wonder about panspermia. It really does, as a theory. The beginning of life. Let's wang one of those at the gate. Get in there, I think. What's this geezer up to? I love that tree. I've got a tree like that in my lounge. A nice piece of glass from a local glass artist. Come on. Get up to something. What are you doing? Oh. It's like a black hole, that. So we're back here again. So it's a weird, like, it talks about theories of like the Big Bang of the universe, and yet it's tethered to this like film noir type scenario. Oh, what's that spiral called? Is that a Fibonacci spiral? Okay. So we want to save the dame, I think, somehow. Golden. Oh, the golden spiral, maybe. That's to save a god. A first confrontation. An album foreshadows destruction. It's so weird, this on different levels. Talented, vain murderer. The saxophonist. It's always the saxophonist. A famous singer in peril. A flyer promoting Miss Massa's favourite players. There's that golden saxophone there, isn't there? I don't seem to be actually able to like interact with anything here. A collection of notes, theories and plans to feed a black hole. Well, I've looked at everything on here. Oh, God. What is that? Is that a cello? It's fucking... Or a viola. Oh, it's lovely. Oh. An expanse of empty space. An inert cloud of cosmic dust. Through the mist a flame burns brightly. "380,000 years after the Big Bang, the universe was like a smoke-filled chamber from which light could not escape. The stars had not yet arrived, and a haze of hydrogen would smother all light until their appearance. Over hundreds of millions of years, the pressure of gravity condensed the first star from this cloud of hydrogen and ignited a fire across the whole universe. Memories of the Dark Age, however, linger to this day, for at the heart of every gas giant lives a failed star." I'm sure it's, I could be wrong here, but one of the Aborigine sort of religions almost is like textbook accurate about like the beginnings that we know, the like the main cosmological theory, and it's just like uncanny, like. But it's all disputed now because of Einstein's cosmological constant and our inability to reconcile empirical evidence with theoretical understanding means that there's a big hoo-ha in physics right now at the forefront of cosmology about the very nature of the Big Bang, quantum gravity, etc., etc. I don't think gravity can be quantized. Fresh embers still fragrant. But then again, we do live in the quantum universe, so it's difficult. People would have thought that light could be quantized until we did. A burnt match. A matchbook from the hopper. A diner with good coffee and bad eggs. A single match is missing. Good coffee and bad eggs. Charred flyer for the Constant Club brings back vivid memories of the past. Featuring Golden Boy. Yeah. 980-6650, the number we dialed earlier. There's a bullet hole in that flyer. The Speakeasy. That's so weird, actually. The way that is pretty cool. The way it's been done, actually. So, at first I thought this was rudimentary, and now I'm starting to acknowledge actually there's a little bit more to it. point and click isn't my genre, typically. But I'll grin and bear it if it's done like this. Moody jazz. It's quite cool, actually. I love that change of perspective, and oh, it's wonderful. And now much more of the audience comes into show, and oh, it's really well done. Actually, that's really very artistic. That's absinthe, isn't it? Can't stand bloody quavers. Uranus. Cigarette butt. Is it a cigarette? Might not even be Uranus. I'm sure there's a lot of planets with rings. Come on, get on there. If this little game talks about the conservation of angular momentum on a cosmological scale, it's getting 5 stars from me. Ooh. I'm trying to draw symbolism from all of this, and I don't really have no idea what it's meaning. Unless it's just being weird for the sake of being weird. A cigar butt smelling of an extinguished ego. It's tightly wound and recently put out. A piece of evidence to be filled. Filed, not to be filled. Ooh. Pop that in your pocket, eh? Stink your pocket out. I used to sometimes put, if I smoked half a pipe, I'd leave the pipe in my pocket, and oh, the smell. It was almost like, might as well have been smoking a pipe. Right, so... Something new here then. Are we looking for the murderer? Looks almost like a treble clef, that. Vacuum energy. Look, there's light circuit. There's light circuit. Is warped around the event horizon, and that lensing effect caused by the black hole. Twinkle of golden light shines upon a dark pool. Light reflected upon a pool. Volcanic rock, now dark and cold, incubated organic molecules as they sloshed with the tide. Hydrophilic lipids clumped together, forming self-assembling bilayer walls. Enclosure gave rise to single-celled organisms, which soon began to endlessly recreate their own image. Yeah, so the story goes. I mean, we've never replicated it in a lab, though. The waters filled with life consuming itself, vainly reproducing itself larger and larger. Life would explode as sexual reproduction birthed seemingly endless variety. Besides, before the lipids surely came the proteins. What could imbue inert carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen with desire? A phenomenon called abiogenesis is not yet understood. All that is known is that in a pool life began. Also, we guess. I mean, it's just a guess. I mean, I think a virus is a big step in life starting, though, because a virus is on the cusp of being alive or not, really. I mean, it's not really alive, a virus. It's just protein, RNA or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't really fulfill our definitions of life. A familiar gold ring discarded. And there's a symbol, that Greek symbol is it omega or thigh? I don't think it's omega. Ichthus. I mean, it's a very distinction between life and non-life that's probably the problem there. A very simple dualistic perspective. That typing. Oh. Just hung up on the door. Is he going to use that to listen in? His adoring fans. Oh, I do like the saxophone. I do like when somebody can play it very well. An ornate flask, dented and loved and unloved. Wait, the initials GB. I do like when people can play Days of Pearly Spencer. I'm a simpleton. Come on. What's he doing? He's beckoning. Let's get another one. This is most unusual. Back of his head. That's the size. That's what you want. What a beautiful sound. An elegant lapel flower that could be tossed to a fan or hurled at a heckler. Oh, right. So he assumes he's a fan. Starting to appear like an egotistical saxophonist, isn't he, really? I still have no real clue as to what the hell is going on. Golden boy. Strange. It's an odd one. It is certainly an odd one. Is that a prism? Whoa! Double helix. Interesting. Well, we know what that represents. Deoxyribonucleic acid. But and those two balls represent a pair of bollocks, which is the precursor to life. Hey, come on, get around here. No. Can't reach. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know if I wanted that to happen. Right. Where are you off to? What are you up to? Solved it. No idea though. Oh great. Let's get you up there. And you up there. Wow. These have got to be base pairs. From DNA. Maybe. Or flagella. on unicellular organisms. I think base pairs, because they're pairing. Tubules. What do we want with tubules? Unless they're tuning forks. Nope, nope, nope. Here we've got geothermal vents underwater. This is the precursors to life. Genesis is in the title. It's already spoken about the beginnings of early life. So what's going on here? It's raining base pairs. Hallelujah. Mitochondria. That's what I'm going for. And the Krebs cycle. Okay, is that enough? No? Ah. The simple mechanical beginnings of life. About consciousness. Automatons. Go on then, go mate. Come on, off you go. Go on. What's that? The next generation. It's a starfish. Oh, that's interesting. So now we've got oh, right. Come on then. Off this way. You. I choose you. Well, let's get that. That. And that. Let's get that. That socket. I've done one of those. Oh. Didn't get that sound out of one before. Come on. Go on, get your socket next to that plug. Go on then. Get... Oh. None of them can... There we go. That's what we need. That's the one. That's the one. Come on. Yep. Right. That's gone a bit weird. Strangely arousing. Right. Let's get that. I don't know. That one for stability. No. All over the place. No. What about that? Then that. And then that. Okay. What about... Fuck! It's so weird! It's really fucking weird. We need some stability now. Oh, that one's all over the place. Oh! Let's get it on. Oh, right. The ammonite bones prey. Reflects little light. The trail has gone dark. Anglefish. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? I think I've got to gather more of these actually. Although we've got that saxophone. I can always see the singer in the mirror. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Come on, off we go. Nothing to see here, I don't think. I've looked at all these. We've only got 3 of those, so can't I just pick those up? Only folded space-time, however. A dark smudge lingers in space, pulling everything in its vicinity towards destruction. Inescapable, the black hole even absorbs the light that enters its event horizon. But rays that narrowly avoid the event horizon are bent around the massive object. Space-time curves like a lens, and the beams converge on a focal point behind the black hole, forming an Einstein ring. Stand at that lonely point in space, and distant sights will appear magnified, as if upon a vast canvas. Black holes aren't the only interstellar object to exhibit gravitational lensing. Cufflinks carefully taken off before getting dirty. That is definitely a Fibonacci sequence. That is definitely a Fibonacci spiral, which I think the Fibonacci spiral is in the golden ratio, I think. So yeah, it makes sense to be the golden spiral as well. And the Fibonacci spiral is, or the Fibonacci sequence is can be used to model population growth as well, or the beginnings of life, therefore. Sounds a bit radio astronomy, that. A bit SETI. It's so good, the music. So atmospheric. Right, that was a quick one. An ornate fountain pen used to draw flamboyant lines. The ink has run dry. The ink in all of my fountain pens has run dry. Oh, it drives me mad. Every time I come to want to use a fountain pen, I have to boil a kettle, pour hot water over it. I don't even know if that's the best thing to do. Crack open yet another ink cartridge. I just don't physically write enough. This is so surreal. There's a boundlessness about abstract art that I hadn't really thought about before, and now it suddenly struck me in contrast to the constraint of the perspective you're given on this game of like this two-dimensional lens, but leftovers from a dead nova, a dead end, and this is looking promising. Oi! Get in there. Let's have a look. Let's have a gander. I'm getting tired now. My brain hurts trying to figure all this nonsense out. As the pull of gravity claws together clouds of interstellar atoms, tremendous pressure builds and a fire is ignited. The star is born in a halo of dust, its belly full of hydrogen, helium and lithium. Inside, fusion digests the initial meal into progressively larger, heavier and more complex elements. Growing larger and heavier with iron, the star finally collapses and bursts into a supernova, unleashing a wind of rare heavy elements in its dying breath. That's quite cool. That's a really cool animation. So a large gravitational body is surrounded by a cloud of dust, which all rotates and coagulates to form planets. I like it. That's quite nice. This is quite a quite an amazing piece of like philosophy and science. We haven't touched on theology, I don't think so much in this, but it's always there, isn't it? The unknown, which we ascribe to the divine. And as we come out of the darkness and our ignorance wanes, then there is less room for the divine plug to fill that hole of ignorance. Hunt. I don't know why it says hunt. What's that there anyway? A sunflower. Little animal tracks. A rhubarb plant. Ooh, what's behind there? More animal tracks. Is he just... he's been squatting having a poo behind that bush. Eggs. No, dung. Dung. Come on, grab the dung. So some way... there's something we have to do here. Something's been eating that bush as well. It's okay. It's alright. Thanks, Ryan. It's just... the trouble is for me in these sorts of games is it boils down to randomly clicking round the screen. That's all these point and click adventures end up just randomly clicking round. Pretty much. I really hate point and click, but this is weird enough to have got my attention actually. What's all this here? Did you complete it? Because I think I had time on it before. I'm basically playing it on PC because you can't delete your own save, so I couldn't delete the Xbox save, but I can't remember playing it before, but I must have had time on it and sort of hated it. Yeah, I had an hour on it before, and then obviously I hadn't touched it for another 4 years, and as I'm working through my games on Game Pass, I've decided to give it a miss, to give it a shot and just get it completed, just tick it off the box. Before I start tackling the big games like Obsidian, the Elder Scrolls. I'm guessing, I looked at time to beat and it says it's a 4-hour game. So I'm guessing I'm halfway through. But the nice thing with PC is I could always just capture my own save and then just play it somewhere else if I wanted to in future. I don't know. But I was going to give it another 20 minutes. Oh, I just don't want to. Of all the things I could bash out tonight, I get bored of the same game mechanic. You know, I was playing on Warhammer earlier, and I just after like an hour and a half, I was like bored, and I'm struggling really. I'm like two-thirds of the way through the game, and I'm already like, I need changes in my gaming basically on a regular basis. I can't bear to play the same game. But it's weird, like I'm like that with movies now as well. I rarely sit there and watch the whole movie for 2 hours. I'm working through one with Leonardo DiCaprio at the moment that's really highly rated, and I'm just like taking my time with it in like 20-minute segments. It's weird. I think it's like adult onset ADHD or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I came off Daisy just specifically because I'll only ever play Daisy, and I think it's also like the difficulty with Daisy is the social aspect as well. Like when you find a group, you just all you want to do, you then just like playing to just meet up. It's called something like One Battle After Another. It's very highly rated. Um, oh, he's run out and he's come back. I haven't really understood it initially, but it seems to be part of a swathe of like anti-fascist films in America that's coming out now. I mean, no surprise really, but there's a ton of them that I've been watching, an absolute ton. The Anniversary is one that I watched recently. I think this rise of, I think everybody can agree authoritarianism, but many people in the know would say out and out fascism. That is the Trump administration is really given rise to some quite interesting rebellious cinema. I really like it, but DiCaprio's aged really well. I think I wasn't. I've been keen on all of his movies, really, to be honest. Like, he's just one of those actors that seems to fall into all the good films, like Tom Hanks and stuff, or arguably make all the good films, make them good. But I mean, DiCaprio much later on has become absolutely brilliant, with The Revenant and there was one where he plays a slave owner, and I thought that was absolutely excellent. Like, yeah, really, really good. Is that? Oh God. A damsel in distress. A siren on the rocks. Oh, early cave art. That's really interesting. I think this game was slow to pick up, according to a lot of the reviews, really. Upon seeing Aboriginal art for the first time, this is like one of my favourite comedies is An Idiot Abroad, right? Upon seeing Aboriginal art for the first time, when the guide said, this art is thousands of years old, my mum said, you'd have thought they'd have learnt to paint properly by now. I could, unbelievable. Unbelievable. She gets angry about it. If anybody mentions that as well, she gets angry. But that was like, she said a few Carl Pilkington liners, honestly. They're just like, wow. I think I need to be this way. I've come out that cave. There's a dung pile there. Or something. I don't know what it is. But, I mean, for me, An Idiot Abroad is so wonderful. But Carl Pilkington doesn't really... He's like the opposite of somebody like Michael Portillo. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't really... Everything he said is sort of like stuff that you basically... It's just authentic, isn't it? I don't think he misses the plot. I don't think he gets like brainwashed into the bullshit that everybody else does. Do you know what I mean? It's just like he just says it how it is, which most of us are too politically correct to dare do. Yeah, I just think I think because he's not that much of an idiot, I think people thought it was scripted. But there's no way, because I listened to the Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant hospital radio stuff. I found that so funny. It's hard to get hold of. I mean, well, I suppose it's all on YouTube. And when Carl Pilkington was the producer, and there's no way, it's not scripted, that Carl Pilkington is being his authentic self. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't actually Maybe he's confessed to some bits already or something. I think it's a bit like Top Gear. It's not actually scripted in detail, but the whole thing is sort of planned, if you know what I mean. A stag. That was a bit weird. So strange that early science thought that the universe revolved around the Earth, a geocentric perspective of the universe, and then Copernicus came out with the solar centric perspective of the universe, and the church wasn't happy about that. Monkey News. I can't remember that. Or Rockbusters. That sounds funny though. Rockbusters, like a play upon Blockbusters, maybe. I think I've got them all downloaded. I might have to give it a listen again. Back on the old. You see, I've got backlogs of books, music, films, TV shows, podcasts, video games. It's just non-stop. Oh. Ah. No way. I can't remember that at all. Right. There we go. I've got antlers knocking around my house, strangely enough. Oh, I've got a backlog of projects as well to do, like little leather pouches to make for hand carving knives, and oh god, it's endless. Not enough time in the world. Are we there? Are we there? I want to know how many of these curly puby things that we need to actually make a black hole. Quite a lot. Right, I'm having one more stab at something. Then that'll take us up to 2 hours. And that's the magic number. And then I need to get my sanity back. I found a great game that we should have a look at, by the way, Nits. An amazing game. I don't know if you've come across it before. State of Decay 2. It looks really good fun. Just simple, honest to goodness, wholesome fun. 9.5 billion years after the Big Bang, the ashes of an ancient stellar explosion began gathering in a single point. The crush of gravity compacted these remnants so tightly together that they ignited into a newborn star orbited by a halo of dust and gravel. Around this star asteroids collided. Ever larger clumps of inanimate rock were formed, and this protoplanetary disk would slowly gather into 8 planets. Over the next 4.5 billion years, these planets spun silently in the void. For 99.98983% of the universe's age, the only histories written were in the strata of lonely geology. But this quiet would not last. Well, I'm going to start it again as a title. So dip in. Feel free to dip in when I do. But it's not. I've down ranked it on my priority list actually because it's complicated. But it's on Game Pass Essential, and at some point next year I might have to get Game Pass Essential because it's annoying. You need some form of Game Pass to play multiplayer, don't you? Basically, a piece of golden shrapnel, remnants of the supernova. It's hard to get your head round that every piece of iron and gold and heavy element in the world around you came from the core of a star. Iron, every bit, every scrap of iron was made in a star. So this very idea that we are all made of stars is mind-boggling, really. Cosmology is inherently romantic, I think, as an idea, as an ideology. Ooh, go this way. Follow the shrapnel. Trouble is with me in point and click, I do like to do that occasionally, just poke, 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 stab them, like that. I've played some dire point and click games as well. I think most point and click games have been frustrating. Jupiter. Look at that, the eye of Jupiter as well. That thing fascinates me. That storm that's been going for thousands upon thousands of years. The largest storm in the entire solar system. Oh god, I mean, I have a list of games. I don't know. I don't think I've ever successfully played a point and click game all the way through. Just get on my nerves eventually. I mean, I have probably on my channel got the first hour of a point and click game, but I tend to dismiss them now. I just don't tend to bother. I don't know what made me pick up this title actually. I don't think I realised it was point and click, basically. But I mean, I like this for the trippy artwork and stuff. I think it's quite cool. I love an artistic game. I've got a list of like artistic games, and I do like art in games, I've got to say. And so this sort of, you know, I've enjoyed this despite it being point and click. But they all tend to be like, there was one I played recently that was like such solid ratings on everything. The trouble is with point and click is it goes hand in hand with reading lots of text as well, which I don't like doing in video games. Like I can read and write, but it's not what I'm playing video games for, really. Gather. Is that an E? It is an E. Gather what? Oh right. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Fallout 3. I've really yet to play all the others. I'm currently halfway through New Vegas at the moment. But again, Fallout 1 and 2, I don't know if I could play those two games. I've got them to be played. Tufts of wool taken from bleating sheep. I mean, I like the lore of Halo. It wouldn't mean I want to sit there reading through it though. I don't know really. I just think it's the wrong medium to be like. I don't know, but I mean, there's some genres that I really just can't stomach, and JRPG is one of them, and that's quite text heavy. It can be. If the text is inconsequential, I can't bear it. If it's like forms part of the game and is essential. New Vegas, I'm playing the Xbox 360 version because they haven't remastered it yet. Hasn't rocked my boat in the same way that Fallout 3 did, but I think it's like, for some people it's the best Fallout to date. So it's got its fan base. I think it's because I think when I hit Fallout 3 it was like in the winter and I just played it non-stop from like October to November or something. So my world became Fallout 3. But with New Vegas I've just been dipping in and out of it occasionally. I just love that sequence in Fallout 3 though, where you end up going down into one of the other things, like the silo things. I don't know, I've got that series Silo in my head. That's another one on my season 2 of Silo to watch. Oh, that's cool. Go into one of the other shelters type thing. And then you end up in this virtual reality world that's so crazy weird. I love it. I love that. They're bringing out a remaster of Halo Combat Evolved next year, by the way. I was about to do another Halo playthrough. Oh, I mean, I've been thinking that for the last year. I really want to do that, but yeah, I'm sort of like, oh, should I delay it to this new remaster? But it's had its criticisms online already, and of course the criticisms have all come from the hardcore fans. Am I to go through there or what? Yeah, it's just annoying that I bought the Master Chief Collection, like, and I've never played it. Do you know what I mean? It was on Game Pass as well, and I was just like, oh, Halo's so good, I'll get the Master Chief Collection. Never played it, and now I'm like, well, if they bring out a new Halo, I'll never play it. So I've got to at least get my money's worth. This has gone all the way. Look, hieroglyphics. Oh, they're so cool. I knew somebody who could, I don't know how proficient she was, but she was a Egyptologist. So she loved hieroglyphics. I remember having to sit there one night doing all the wedding invitations in hieroglyphics for her. Oh, God. Oh, that took ages. It's just like, that one's not quite right. I was like thinking in my mind, nobody else knows hieroglyphics. Nobody else will know. Do you know what I mean? But, oh well. What's all this here? You see, that's point and click right there. Just clicking on lilies. So you're saying delay it for the new version, or you're saying just get on with it? You're saying definitely delay it, as in don't play through Halo. I'm going to play Halo 5 though. Oh, have you played Halo 5? Because there is a co-op. In fact, Halo 5 isn't single player, it's only co-op, and if you can't co-op with someone, then it fills it with bots, basically. So if you haven't played Halo 5, or you want to do another run through, I'm going to have to play Halo 5 at some point before January again. Mid-January. Have you played Astroneer? Astroneer. Oh, you're happy to replay things. I don't know why. I'm a bit well. Oh yeah, you got it. I didn't know if you could hear it over the noise. What's this then? The CMBR, the cosmic microwave background radiation. What's going on here? Oops. A staff with two figures spiraling inward. All other artifacts are buried beneath rubble. Oh, so what have I got to do there? I haven't played it yet. It's on sale at the moment. But again, it's annoying because it's like it's on sale, but it's on Game Pass Essential. So should I buy it or should I not? And that's the same with that State of Decay 2, which I don't think will ever leave Game Pass Essential. I don't know about Astroneer. It's been on it for a while though. I've got to come off Game Pass because it's not to do with the pricing really. It's to do with the fact that I'm not playing anything else on any other console either. I haven't even turned on the PlayStation for months. I haven't turned on the Wii U for months. You know, these are all decent consoles. You know, I'm PC game for a long time. Such a backlog. It's just such a backlog, man. I'm thinking I might just take a job as a security guard, and then that way I can just sit there playing video games. Yeah, there isn't enough hours in the day. God damn. I've took a few years out in life to specifically play video games, and I'm still not. Do you know what I mean? If I'm being deadly honest, I basically took 4 or 5 years of social isolation, etc., just to get through all the video games I wanted to play at the time. Then inherited a load more video games since then. There's games that have appeared now that I've sunk hours into that I didn't even know about 5 years ago. And I've not even begun to eat away through the backlog of video games that I want to play. Not even begun, and it's just like maybe I just have to give up on the idea that I'm ever going to get through them. Winter winds blow as the Earth teeters in its orbit around the Sun. 23.5 degrees of axial tilt result in a planet that bows in deference to its star, frosting the distant hemisphere with deep snowbanks and icy streams. But in time, each hemisphere will lean towards the sun. Radiant heat will warm one hemisphere as the other exhales frozen breaths. Without the decay of autumn or the dying off in winter, there would be no hopeful budding in the spring nor flowering of summer. The rare Earth hypothesis proposes that evolution cannot happen without such environmental hardships. The axial tilt that incites the seasons, the tectonic plates that crash together, and the other cyclical forces of the planet drive life to thrive through resiliency and rebirth. And also the magnetosphere as a big part of why we're alive. Without the magnetosphere, we'd all be killed by the sun's radiation right now, or a long time ago. Yeah, yeah, we'll do that. Definitely, definitely. I've got some old games to play, and the only way you can play them is on a LAN, a LAN party. I didn't think that was even in your vernacular. I thought you're too cool for that. But yeah, the only way to play these old games is to set up a virtual network, basically. What's this? What we're doing here? Get that spinning. Oh, it's got the tectonic plates on there as well. It's strange. Civilizations have tend to gravitated towards areas of high seismological activity, i.e. tectonic plates, because that's where good nutrients spring up from the earth, etc. So places like San Francisco, which basically means human dense population centres tend to be in the worst places to live. I don't know what happened there. Moon. What am I supposed to be doing here? This is what I mean about point and click. It's so weird. We employed a security guard at one of my workplaces to do 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. I don't know how we got away with it. And we paid him 65,000 a year. Crazy, isn't it? And he did nothing but sit in a cabin, like playing on his phone, basically. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I think I've just gone through the seasons. There's not much I wouldn't do for that salary. 4. Okay. There's an ASMR aspect to this as well. That's quite cool. Do you think ASMR is a sexual thing, or do you think it's completely like clean? You know what I mean? Do you think it's like for perverts basically, or do you think it's quite normal? Really? Definitely not sexual. That's so weird. I can't, because I mean maybe I'm seeing the wrong ASMR. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's like the ASMR I'm watching is like hentai is to anime or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Is it hentai? I think it is. Or is it no? Oh, I don't know. There's one that's like a pervy anime. It might be begin with M, or it might be hentai. But like, the ASMR I've seen on Twitch, which suggests ASMR to me, despite me never, well, hardly ever clicking on the fucking stuff, is always like girls in bikinis and stuff. We seem to be finding ourselves in Japan, I presume, with all the bamboo and the woodwind. Oh, okay. So there is an ASMR community then. Right. Okay. What's this thing about, like, when people have said it creates the remains of a tree old as time, easy to set aflame? I can't believe I'm cursing my playthrough of, like, this artistic abstract game with conversations about ASMR, and we might as well just talk about dogging. We'll just skip all this and we'll just start having a chinwag about dogging. But what's this thing about people saying, like, a tingling sensation that they get from an ASMR induced tingling sensation? I mean, I can say I've never had that. In fact, the I have had a tingle, which was like, I don't know which girl it was, but one girl I dated gave me this, like, back scratch thing where she moved her hand down my back and then, like, sort of grabbed my neck. I don't know. It's not complicated, but it's hard to explain. But and that gave me a tingle. That was like, oh, that's interesting. Again, not really sexual. Not at all sexual, but it was just an odd tingle. But I've heard people describe this, like, physical tingle that's induced by ASMR. I've done a preliminary ASMR video. Oh, right. See, I don't know, maybe that just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Like, I had this optician when I was a kid, and he was so calm and professional and just smelt professional, like it was an aftershave, but it was, like, not overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? And he used to. It was before they had machines that would flick over the lenses, and I'd just see him move in front of my face, and he'd be like, "Lens number 1 or lens number 2," and he would literally speak like that, and it would be like, "Lens number 1 or lens number 2," and I'd be like, "Number 2," and then he'd come back out of vision, and then his head would be back in vision in front of me, and he'd go, "Lens number 1 or lens number 2." And for years I saw this optician at Boots, and it used to crack me up. I could barely hold it together. I couldn't bear it. I used to dread going because of it. Like, I don't know. I used to dread going to have my hair cut. How I'm not on the spectrum, I do not know. I got myself tested recently because I was like, I've got to be on the spectrum. I've got to be. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not. It's so annoyed in a way, because it would have explained a lot. Like how I don't like getting my hair cut. How I'm socially isolated. And how I could come across as being a right dickhead. No, I'm not saying autistic people are right dickheads. But so it's almost like, though, before you know somebody's autistic, you think, oh, what a dickhead. And then it's like, oh wait, he's autistic, so we can't say that anymore. You know what I mean? There seems to be, like, sometimes people get an official diagnosis and you can't go there anymore. Do you know what I mean? In fact, almost everything's like that, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Where the hell am I supposed to be clicking here? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. It's just randomly clicking around the screen. There is no rhyme nor rhythm to it now. It's just click, 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 click. It's the equivalent of button mashing in a fighter, which is what I always resort to. I really wish I could play Tekken, Mortal Kombat, all of those sorts of games, But it always boils down to panic button mashing. And that works sort of 90% of the time. Especially if I'm like local couch co-op against somebody. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why it's called couch co-op even if you're versus, but apart from when I play somebody who's good at those games and then they absolutely kick my ass. Right, I'm button mashing the hell out of this now. And nothing's working. So take a breather. Okay. That's not worked. Oh my god. Get a snowball. No. I'm going to rage quit in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. What's that famous mountain called in Japan? There's one famous volcano, isn't there? Is it Fuji? Or have I just made that up? This feels like Japan. It is Fuji. Maybe I've got to do something with Mount Fuji. Okay, maybe there's a button on the keyboard I'm not aware of, like Alt F4. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! God damn it. Maybe it's a little star in the corner. Oh! This is why I don't play point and click. Come on. Fucking help out. Come on, Nits. Pissing my life away. Pissing my life away. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Yeah. Oh, did I just see that turn to a hand? No, it's not fucking helped. Right. Well, that's not bad. 2 hours without Googling anything anyway. So, what's the chance if I put stuck on Genesis Noir that this scene comes up? I'm going to put Japan as well. Like a bug in the puzzle where the spheres won't connect properly. Either from a previous save or by closing and reopening the game. For this specific puzzle and others, ensure you are holding the mouse button down until the animation completes. Right. Are we sure about that? Doesn't feel right. There is nothing that can be done there though, as far as I can tell. The tree's not clickable. None of this is clickable. I can only exit. Oh, that drives me mad when games have glitches and you don't know about it and you spend time. Okay, that's me done with Genesis Noir for the moment. I will come back at another time. If you're about later, Nuts, I'll be on. And I'll catch you in a bit. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and take some acid now, just so I can process everything that's gone on in this video game. Take it easy.